Well, the Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. I think I got a couple cats to call out on here. A couple cats probably hiding. Let me start by saying the Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. We on our platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, iTunes, the whole kit and caboodle. Unfortunately, Sixers was on a hot streak. We lost. We laid an egg on the team that we should have beat. I'm not saying we underestimate them. I just think we was off. That's my major take on it. The team as a majority didn't play well tonight. All right, you had Harden and Embiid pretty much were the only ones who played good. Everybody else was trash. We was 5 for like 30 from three. It's probably the worst 3-point game we had all year. But remember everybody that's the other day was talking about Melton and Maxey and how Stop. This is my point. Mm-hmm. Maxey is a premier scorer. I know Melton could give you defense and all that kind of stuff like that, and he's solid with the defense and all that kind of stuff like that. Maxey a different animal, man.
So if Maxey was playing and coming off of the bench, you tell me, right? Coming off the bench, Maxey still
be the one. Melton come off the bench where he belong.
How? That's ridiculous. So you saying if you add, so you're going to add the 20? I don't care where the 20 points come from. If it comes from the bench or starting, and like I said, I could go either way with it. But don't sit here and say, because you don't have that in the lineup at all. So if you're going to give me that argument when Maxey's coming off of the bench and Melton starting, and this happens. But you don't tell me because Melton had a bad game. Now all of a sudden it's like, see, he can. Maxey's had bad games before, bro. Let's not act like he hasn't.
You act like Steph have a bunch of bad games.
Who?
Steph
Curry has nothing to do with. He's on another plateau as from Melton. He's on another plateau from Melton and Maxey. So you can't. That's like saying comparing Jordan and Baby Jordan to Bull Harold Miner or something. That's not in the same atmosphere right now. We're talking about Maxey and Melton. Maxey would have gave us 30 tonight, and we'd have.
And he still could have coming off of the bench. Yep.
No, he wouldn't have.
Because he still would have got 35 minutes in the game. He probably would have done better with that because he'd have been coming in off of that against Washington bench and lighting them up.
He could light up anybody.
The
only player I seen Maxey struggle with was Tatum. He for some reason Tatum had Maxey card right now. He got his number. He's the only player I actually seen Maxey have a problem. And that's because Tatum is athletic and he's tall. And Maxey got to develop the rest of his skill set.
Well, as we see, someone came in here with an agenda, and it was ill-spotted, the agenda that he came in here with. He wanted to debunk this whole thing. But that was not the issue that we had. Melton starting was not the issue of why we lost. We lost because we have a starter and power forward that provides nothing still, even though he only played 18 minutes. It was probably about 16 minutes.
But he gives you defense. He gives you great defense.
So does Thibault for all that. What great defense did he give you?
So does Melton.
What? No, I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, as everybody main claim to fame why Melton should be starting because his defense is so great.
But Melton has also been scoring too.
Melton has been scoring.
And Melton is the only other true point guard that we have on his team.
But can Melton score consistently enough to help you out? We'll see. As a starter, we'll see.
They lost one game. How many games straight we won? And you come into one game we lose that he had an off night. And boy, you sound like Tim when Embiid have an off night. Boy, that's what you sound like right now.
Embiid and Harden is the reason why we on this win streak. Melton's been doing his thing.
Oh, absolutely. But you see what happened when you don't get the role players to contribute, though, don't you?
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
So Melton had a big part of them winning too. The night he was off and they lost.
Y'all mind if I step in and do my introduction, please?
No.
Thank you. Listen, I'm putting the blame where the blame belongs. It goes to everybody else besides Embiid and Harden. And I'm looking at Tobias Harris, man. The last 4 games, he's been shooting terrible from the 3-point land. He went 0 for 5 and 0 for 6 the last 2 games. And then he only hit 2 one game, then 2 the other. So at this, I'm a little frustrated because I was getting on the Tobias bandwagon a little bit. And
you was on the Melton bandwagon too. Melton and Tobias, yes.
No, like Melton has been consistent all year long.
Let's be fair, the whole team shot bad from 3 today. It wasn't just
Melton's last couple games. Last game he had 15 points. He was 5 for 8. The Clippers game, he was 13 points, 5 for 10. Game before that, 12 points, 4 for 11. Game before that, Toronto, 41 minutes, 8 points, 3 for 14. Game before that, 17 points versus Golden State, 7-14. That's solid. That's solid, but that's not that.
Was we winning?
Yeah, because of Embiid and
okay, then don't make it like this game is the reason we lost, because we've had him all these other games and won. He had an off game tonight.
All I'm saying, I'm not saying whether if he didn't play and Maxey played, I think we'd have won. But my main point is everybody's so quick to act like Maxey is so easily replaced by Melton.
But see now you're being misguided because nobody said that.
That's kind of what they're saying.
No, they didn't. People were saying no, they weren't. What people were saying is, well, if we're playing well like this, now you inject Maxey in off of the bench. Ain't nobody saying that Maxey gonna play 15 minutes a game. You still talking about Maxey getting 30-something minutes a game, 38, 35, 38 minutes a game.
That's gonna be hard to do. Coming up,
Mark, I totally agree with you.
If you start in Melton, that's gonna be hard to do.
I don't know what had got into Embiid at the end of the game, but it looked like immigration came for papers. I don't know if they was there in the building. But whatever happened,
them 2 turnovers down the stretch was hurt. They was painful.
He was turning the ball over. He was doing all kinds of things, man. I'm like, what's going on? Then
he probably was tired. He carried him on his back the whole night. The man probably was tired.
He enjoyed playing and running. That's what he do. That's what he loves, offense. And they were easy shots.
Offense. You ain't see him playing defense. You ain't see him getting blocks and turning on defense.
Play well. But what I'm saying is, he, at the end of the game, he made some bonehead, like not taking a 3-point shot, but when we need the 3, and then turning the ball over and collapsing. I mean, it was like real silly. It reminded me of Embiid 20.
Stop. You do realize the whole team shot horrible from 3 tonight. That's why they always. That's why Doc called that timeout, because they all passed up on 3s.
We did. First of all, we don't match up well with Washington. For some reason, when we go to DC and play the Wizards, we just don't win. We actually lost twice to them already this year. That's just, for some reason, Embiid does not match up well with the team. Like, he get a lot of scoring, but it's not.
Embiid doesn't, man, please somebody shut his mic off. Embiid doesn't match up well. He just dropped 48 and 9, and you someone Embiid doesn't match up well.
Just like Michigan to do for 350 yards in the loss.
Timmy delusional. Embiid putting up MVP numbers. During his win, he averages 35 points a game, shooting 55%.
But if you acting silly at the end of the game, it don't mean nothing.
First of all,
he was acting silly Embiid again.
First of all, sometimes, I mean, the 2 plays where he kind of fell, that kind of irritated me. I don't know what happened, if his feet got caught up. I'm kind of surprised he didn't take the 3. He was down by 3. And B loves taking 3s. I'm surprised he didn't take the 3. Pump fake went to the hole, and then I think he might have tripped over somebody or something. And then it kind of ended the game. I mean, that was pretty much the game. Once that happened, the game was over.
I mean, if he'd have made that shot, it still would have. You'd been down 1, and you would have had time.
I'm talking about once he didn't make the shot, the game was over. Like, once the play wasn't made, it was a wrap. But
I mean, it was because Porzingis, he's tall, just as tall as him. So he was scared to get a shot block. And what happened was, at the very end of the game, he tried to shoot a 3, and Porzingis did shoot on blocking shot. I know why he didn't shoot it. He still shot it anyway because of the timing of the game.
I mean, I hate to criticize a dude who, if it wasn't for him and Harden, period, he wouldn't have been in that game in the 4th quarter. B had he scored like 6 points in a row, 8 or 6 points in a row at one point.
You're right.
One he got his own.
I'm barking up the wrong tree, bro.
The other one he hit a nice mid range, and this is why I say, in my opinion, Embiid right now that Steph Curry's going, Embiid's the best player in the game, in my opinion. I think even better than Giannis. I know a lot of people got Giannis. Giannis can't shoot. Giannis has. If y'all watch Giannis over the
agenda time.
No, and not agenda time. He has a defect. He cannot shoot a mid-range jump shot to save his life, and that's exactly why Boston will put the straps. Despite that, they lost. Despite that,
he's an NBA champion, MVP, multiple MVP. Despite not having a consistent,
you know how I feel about MVPs. In the championship, he got. First of all, he has a very good team around him, and second of all, he got very favorable conditions with Harden and Kyrie getting hurt and all that kind of stuff, and then playing against I don't know what Wayne old head coach was thinking. Monty, when they stopped playing the defense, they were playing against them in the first 2 games that was working. All of a sudden, he went away from them, and they got swept 4-2 after that. But neither here nor there. I still think B irritated me a little bit tonight, but it's an 82-game schedule. You're going to have that in the course of a season. You're going to have some plays where you're like, man, why ain't do this or why ain't do that? Why he fall like that? Embiid has been a dominant player, so I'm not going to sit here and get all crazy and try to hate on Embiid because he had.
He carried the team tonight. He carried the team. Him and Harden carried the team.
Thank you, X-Man.
If you want to start point out the fact that Niang was 0 for 5 for threes.
Giants,
or no, 0 for 4. I'm sorry. What was he?
Giants cannot shoot.
No, matter of fact, hold up. Niang was 1 for 7 from 3. So what you want Embiid? Come on, bro. Stop. As a team, the Sixers shot 19% from 3 today. They was off. Toby missed. Embiid was missing his too, but nobody shot well from 3 today. And
but Wayne, all I'm saying is you can be critical of all the other people there, but I'm just saying in crunch time at the end of games, we can't make them type of mistakes that we made today.
He been balling. You picked the one game he had. How many games he carried us down the stretch of games? See, this is what I'm saying. Don't be fake and phony with it. Like did he turn the ball over twice? Yep, he did. He also played some good defense. Because you come in here with an agenda trying to blame him. The problem was not Embiid or Harden today. It was the role players. It was the rest of the team, including Toby and everybody. Let me. All right. Listen, you want to blame Embiid? Let me give you this. Let me give you all their plus minuses. Tucker -7, Harris -7, Melton -1, Harden -2, Milton -4, Thibault -3. Then you had Harrell -4, Reed -9 in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And guess what Embiid was? +8. All these other dudes was minuses. So you're not going to sit here and try to blame this on Embiid.
Tim, we looking at you.
You can be critical of everyone.
I just said he had 2 bad turnovers down the stretch.
No, you trying to dismiss it out. He just had to.
I'm not dismissing it. I said it was 2 bad turnovers.
So you acknowledging everybody else. So since you left out Embiid, let me be the one to acknowledge Embiid. So you want to acknowledge everybody else.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Joel Embiid's been playing spectacular. I believe he's the league's MVP. He's not in nobody's running right now, but he should be in at least top 2. That's my opinion. What I'm saying is today, this game, towards the end, he made mistakes that I've seen him make over and over again years past and more critical situations. So I'm saying I seen something that I saw before, so let's address it now.
And you've also saw before where he's carried a team and won the game too. You see that with all stars. You see it with all superstars. Okay. So stop trying to make it like this is what Embiid is.
Okay, it is with who he is.
Listen, Tim on something. I think Tim had a couple drinks before he jumped on the pod. But that's neither here nor there. Be that dude. They had a bad game. Ultimately, why we lost was 3-point shooting. If Niang would have knocked down two or three more threes, we'd have won. If Tobias would have hit a couple more threes, he's been playing, because Tobias in his defense, he's also been playing pretty well. The last 2 games, he kind of fell off a little bit, and tonight he didn't look too good. But Tobias has been pretty consistent, at least during this winning streak for the most part. He's been splashing. So I give him a little bit of a pass too. The team in general, I give a pass. Sometimes you let it die. My thing is, the reason why I'm not even really worried, even though Washington's not that good. We shot terrible from the 3 and was still in position to lose that game or win that game with 30 seconds left in the game. I mean, we shot historically bad. How many times do you think the Sixers are going to shoot under 20% for 3 throughout the year or the playoffs? I seriously doubt you ever going to see us shoot that bad again. And we were still in the game. So I'm cool and being dominant. Harden did his thing. That's why we was in the game. And that's the players that's going to carry us in the playoffs. And when Maxey get back, it's going to be Maxey, Harden, Maxey.
Ryan, I don't got a problem with holding people accountable. My issue is when Tim waits until Embiid has a moment like this and then coming like, I seen this before. I always see this. But you're not talking about all the times in between those that you've seen him carry the team and hit big buckets down the stretch and everything else. But when he has a bad game like this, oh, this is what it is. I seen this before. Meanwhile, he all hyped up about posting Ben Simmons stats earlier. So look at KD said Ben Simmons was balling with 12 points. Like,
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, stop being corny with it, bro. Come on.
First of all, that's true, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
And I don't think that it's Embiid refuses to rebound. You do realize that other teams know who's the one guy that can get rebounds on the team, and they're not just going to let him run to the basket. That's why you need a power forward and other guys to get rebounds as well.
Which is why you got to trade Tobias Harris, point blank.
For who? Who are you trading for?
There you
Collins.
go.
You want Collins?
John Collins. But in order for you to, and you got to give him something. You're not going to be able to just keep all your assets.
Collins is not the answer, bro.
You're saying that. I say he is.
Why? How much does he rebound more than Toby?
He's taller than Toby.
Does he rebound? Does he rebound more than him? I don't care how tall he is. Does he rebound more than him?
Height is a height in a half court setting.
Okay, so then he should rebound. So then he should rebound more, right? Especially since he was playing with somebody that jacks up a lot of shots like Trae Young and who shoots at a pretty pedestrian percentage. Then that means that Collins should be killing the rebounds, right?
Listen, I've seen enough of Tobias.
I just asked you a question.
I've seen enough of Tobias to know. I've seen his record. I heard the record. I've seen the story before. We have to do
I'm not. Once again,
if we're going to upgrade, I'm with it. But don't sit here and tell me just throw name Collins out there. Collins ain't the answer.
Let me get in because y'all going back and forth about something that's unnecessary. This is what Tim do. Tim, 3 days ago, 5 days ago, he all in on Tobias. Tobias, the way he playing, I'm telling you, he gonna be. Now, all of a sudden, Tobias has one bad game and we lose in a game where he's.
But it's not one bad game; it's 4 bad games. That's
I'm talking about.
You realize he did. You realize he did shoot 50% from the floor though today. He just missed his threes. It don't matter.
There was so many opportunities for Tobias to hit that big basket, and he never took the shot.
We lose one game, and this again, everybody got to be traded. Tobias needs to be traded. Embiid needs to be traded. All this. Listen, I'm not concerned. We good. Hey, real quick sidebar, King Kel, I agree with you. Jokic you can't make an argument for Joker right now about being the best player in the NBA. It's in my opinion, it's probably between him, Embiid, and Steph.
Joker's not good enough on defense, in my opinion.
He's solid though. He's not a great, but he's a solid defender.
Joker was at 45, 15, and 15 the other day.
And what he do on defense?
Joker
doesn't matter. They won.
It doesn't matter.
No. Joker, listen. What we're not going to do is act like Joker don't play no defense at all.
No. I'm just saying
Embiid is good as Embiid, but he's a solid defender. Now, if you match the defensive gap between him and Embiid versus the offensive gap, and I'm talking about assist wise and rebound wise, offensive boards, all kind of stuff with Joker, he's right there with Embiid. I was still personally taking my money, but he's absolutely right there.
I agree with that part.
It's so far of a chasm where he's just not even in the conversation. That's
I agree.
Yeah.
But so you can make an argument for him. I agree with that. But Joker, I don't think he's smoking mirrors. I think he carried that team, and Wayne mentioned in the last podcast, and I agree with me. Or maybe we was talking in our personal chat. He carried that team to the playoffs without Jamal Murray and Porter on there, and they had to go against they lost to the champion. So you can't be mad about. And they lost in 6. They got whatchamacall got beat. Memphis got beat in 6, and Dallas got beat in 5. And Boston got beat in 6. So he took the Golden State Warriors to 6 games, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was 6 games they went, and they just didn't have enough firepower. With them players back, they're gonna be all right. But all that being said, Tim's eye is falling. If Ethan was on here, Ethan probably be saying the same thing, that B need to be traded. And
here's what I'm saying. The reason why we lost this game, I'm not saying it's Embiid's fault. I'm just saying Embiid did some goofy stuff down the stretch. We all agree he did some goofy things down the stretch, but he's not the reason why we lost. We lost because we have inconsistent wings. One happened to be on one side, one happened to be the other one. Who's those 2 wings?
The whole team played inconsistent tonight, outside of Harden and Embiid.
We need better wings.
Toby shot 50%.
So you want to get another guard? So you want to bench Melton too now, huh? Yeah. Say it. Say you want Melton to go back to the bench because Maxey coming back just in time.
So are you saying the wings? Are you talking about you talking about PJ and Melton?
No, I'm talking about Tobias.
Toby shot 50%. You know that, right?
It doesn't matter. Did you see the game though?
Why don't it matter?
Did you watch the game? Did you see?
Why don't it matter?
You see how shook he was to shoot the ball?
The whole team was because they was off tonight.
Okay,
they was shooting bricks tonight.
Did you see how shook Tobias was?
That's just like, in all honesty, I thought before Harden even swung the ball to Embiid, I thought Harden was going to take the step back 3 back there, and then he passed up on it.
Let me ask y'all in the chat. Did Tobias look shook when he was taking shots? Because he wouldn't even take half of them. He would get the ball and then he'll start dribbling or passing everything. All that catch and shoot that he was doing earlier.
He was 0 for 5. So yes, he's passing the ball up. If you got another man that's cooking, don't you go to the high hands in the tight game? Ain't that what you're supposed to do? I'm not saying that Tobias is untradeable and he special or nothing like that. But don't sit here and tell me this is the problem I got. Don't sit here and tell me all of a sudden Tobias trash, bring in Collins. What has Collins done? Collins has done nothing except for get his face on a t-shirt he made when he got a dunk on Embiid. That's all. That's his claim to fame. Collins has been nothing in this league.
Listen, you know, a lot of players go to a team and they will excel in that format with that particular team, even if they don't have crazy stats. You see that time and time again where players will go there and they the perfect fit. What I'm saying is based on what I see from Collins, he would be the perfect fit for the 76ers.
Hey, Piper, I'm not just a box score merchant. No, but I'm looking at it, and don't tell me Collins. I said I'm more than willing to trade Tobias, but I'm not making a lateral movement. Make an improvement if you're going to make a trade. Don't just say, we lost a game, let's trade. I'm not. That's good. That's that emotional chick stuff. Man, come on.
See, easy money. What I'm not going to do is I try to be a dude that don't. Tim tries to accuse me of bringing narratives, but all I bring is truth to the matter. What you not gonna do is come in here and act like and say comments like Embiid always comes up small. That's not a true statement. This is what we're not gonna do. If we see out of 50 games, 5 of them he may shoot a bad shot, he may fall at the end and not get the whistle and all. Oh, he always come up. I hate when I hear that. He comes up way huger than he does smaller. Any day of the week, I'll put my money on Embiid down the stretch that more often than not, he's going to make a good play down the end. Lately, he's been making great passes, even out of the double team, to create shots for other people. Or he's going to get in the middle and force somebody to foul him. My only thing, honestly, would be right now, for real, which is a little bit concerning to me, he's been missing too many free throws. Especially in the fourth quarter for some reason. He's been getting a little bit.
He shot 13 for 14 today.
Huh? I'm talking about, and he missed one in the fourth quarter. That's what I said, especially in the fourth quarter. He missed one coming down the stretch. And it happened another game, too. We still ended up winning and pulling it out. But for some reason, down the stretch, it's like he's been getting a little bit iffy with his free throws in the fourth. That's a little bit concerning to me. However, I got trust in Joel Embiid. We're going to be all right. Him and Harden, that combination, that pick and roll oop that they had, Harden came down, boop, boop, boop. He passed off to Harden. Harden came back with the I'm telling you, you're going to see that all playoffs. And by the way, real quick, star screen, KD's an all-time great. I'm not hating on KD, but right now I'm taking Embiid for my money. We'll see what happens in the play. I got a strong feeling Sixers and Nets is going to meet up in the playoffs, and we're going to see what's going to happen. But
for the record, Embiid also had 3 steals and 3 blocks tonight.
Woo!
A couple of them blocks, I believe, at least one of them was down the stretch of the fourth quarter. But see, that don't count in coming up big.
It don't count.
It don't. So if you stop on the other team, so if you get a steal on the block down, that don't count.
You're only as good as your last performance. And down the last 3%.
No, X-Men, I'm not hating.
The last shot didn't be hit that 3.
He moved his fourth quarter.
The game was over.
No. You said you only as good as your last performance. His last attempt was a made 3-point. So he only as good as that?
That was a shoot around, basically.
Okay, well then don't sit there and say that. So don't tell me the blocks and steals don't count. But you gonna count? You just want to count all the bad stuff, not all the other stuff he did. That's where my issue. Yes, you do.
Then I'm not going to say he was my MVP.
I don't care about that.
The backhanded compliment.
Exactly. We know that's because you can't debate that part of it that he should be in the running.
That's why I suggested it. I said he's not in the ones running. He should be there. He should be in the forefront.
Yeah, you ain't giving no groundbreaking news. You just trying to throw that out there to soften the fact that you hate.
That is, I'm cool. But you know what? Six is getting thrown a lot of shade this year. And B getting thrown shade for the MVP contention. And Sixers people, I was watching, what was that one? The First Take, whatever that show name with Chris Broussard and Nick Wright. And Chris Broussard brought up the Nets Starscream team and how they making a run and all this, that, and the third. And he got them picked to go deep into the playoffs. And Nick Wright said, what about the Sixers? And he was like, just like everybody writing us off. Nobody has us as legitimate contenders. And I'm cool with it. Just as long as we come in and do what we're supposed to do and kick in the door, waving the 4-4, come playoff time. That's all that's going to matter to me. I don't care where we seed. I mean, I would like to get a higher seed because Tim made a good point earlier, Tim, if you want to address what you were talking about, when we were talking about the polo earlier, about where we seed and all that kind of stuff like that. But still, I think we're going to wreak some havoc in the playoffs, especially when Maxey come back. It's over.
No, what I was saying is there's 5 legit good playoff teams in the East. And I said that for the Sixers to really make a run, we got to get one of those top 3 seeds. Like we got to get there because the 4 or 5 seed it's gonna be either one. That's gonna be the Cleveland. Either you got Cleveland, Boston, the Bucks, and Sixers and Brooklyn. So I'm saying for us to make a legit run, we wanted to get one of those top 3 seeds, and we was doing good until Embiid start turning the ball over.
Boston, and out of that list that you said, Boston is the only one that truly concerns me.
Boston is I agree with that.
And Piper made a mention. He said the Sixers is the one team that concerns him a little bit. And I think the same for the Nets got that kind of a squad, but I think Embiid is the X factor against him. Now, Boston, I think Boston has defensive wings and everything else, and they have big men that can play defense and make it tough on Embiid.
Who can stop KD on our team?
Guess what? They had didn't they have KD and Embiid still? Wasn't they still going back and forth with each other last year when we ain't have Harden? And the one game when we did have Harden went up against him when he was injured or whatever else. We'll see when we face him this time.
No,
we beat him this year with
that first game when they came to Philly.
Yeah, we beat them.
No, last year when they beat us. So what happened this year?
Did we play them again this year?
Yeah, we played him when Kyrie first game back off all the shenanigans.
Oh, so he wasn't even
he still won.
I don't want to hear that. Wayne still won. I don't want to hear that.
You see how he was, and Ben is looking a lot better now. Ben is like running that offense. I'm saying he's doing his thing right now.
Here we go.
Hey, all of a sudden, KD want to hang with you no more. KD wasn't trying to hang with him. They was at the club last night in Cleveland chilling.
Hey, listen, we'll see. I'm telling you, they're going to love him now. And watch come the playoff time when everything amps up, when the pressure is at its highest.
From him. They don't need scoring.
When the pressure is at its highest. I'm not done. When the pressure is at its highest, the intensity at its highest, the game is in the crucial clutch moment of the game, and they foul Ben. He got to go to the free throw line. Watch how fast KD be taking him out after that. Watch how fast KD be taking him out after that, though.
I just got listen. All right, hold. Like RJ talking about something. Don't trade Embiid. Just tell Embiid to go down there and bang against Porzingis. He had 48 and got to the foul line all night. What do you think he was doing? What do you think he was doing? B wasn't getting his points from shooting 3-pointers.
You do realize?
Like, come on, man.
You know we lost, right?
What you said?
You know we lost.
Yes, I do know because we had no help for Embiid and Harden. Yes.
Hey, Start Scream. Okay, you say the sports analysts and the talking heads on these shows, they think Sixers is a non-factor because of Harden. I don't agree with that because they thought when Harden went to y'all team in Brooklyn, him, Kyrie, and KD, you couldn't tell nobody that they wasn't going to win a championship. It was all it was in the bag. It was in the bag. So I don't think it had to do with Harden. It may be, and I agree with Kane, it may be that they don't trust Doc. Or honestly, it may be that they don't trust B. B has yet to have that real dominant playoff run. And I think that's what we need to see this year. We need to see B put his thing down this coming playoffs. And from there on out, I think they're going to really start respecting the player that he is.
I need 2001 Shaq out of B.
We need a dominant playoff run. We need a dominant playoff run and performance from Joel Embiid for them to really start taking the Sixers seriously going into future playoff runs. But it starts this year. It's going to happen this year. I'm confident. Maxey come back. Harden got the whole team. Barring any crazy catastrophic injuries. Oh yeah, it's going to happen this year. What B doing now, he's going to do even worse in the playoffs.
Yes, easy money. I do know hoop. Yes, I do. I played. I coached. I refed. I did all that. I did anything you do around the basketball court, and I'll give you buckets. I'm fat and out of shape. Hoop that.
He's just a Sixer homer.
No, I'm not.
He's a homer.
Yo, who got the Tim?
What?
Is that you? Who got the echo going on?
That's Tim, probably. No, that's not me. That's Tim.
Tim
having problems. My problems is over. I fixed my
Google me. Second, let me stop.
I fixed my situation. X-Men said KD done nothing without Curry, and Kyrie done nothing without LBJ. I mean, so far that's the truth. This is why I'm not sold on KD making some great run to the championship with this team. Is that team the best team he's been on since he left Golden State? Yes. This is the best team right now.
Easy money, you will be easy
been on
money.
Because I think not only do they have him and Kyrie, forget Ben Simmons, but they actually have a deep bench. They have good role players. They have a deep bench. That signing with TJ Warren, I think, was that's going to be a very crucial signing.
And he was on my scout report, and I asked the Sixers.
You did. I agree. You mentioned him. I agree. I give you that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, go get him. They got him for nothing.
They did.
And all we have to do is sign him. And now
Easy Money said he's gonna give you work. Oh, we got to meet up. We got to put Wayne and Easy Money on a court somewhere and had them two meet up and put it on tape and watch Wayne get dusted off.
Yeah.
Easy Money probably like 5'3". We ain't talking about 2K. We ain't talking about 2K. It's like, no, you probably will give you the business right now.
Hey, Piper,
I ain't touched basketball like a year.
I'm reading comments, Piper. Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
Right, can we address the elephant in the room?
I agree with it. I'm just reading the comments.
Can we address the elephant in the room?
What's the elephant in the room?
Tyrese Maxey.
Yes, he's coming back
Friday.
And it's over.
How's that the elephant? What's the elephant in the room?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why did that. You're not using the right. And now
I'm saying, are you gonna? Because I'm still saying he's coming off the bench.
He's going to come off because he just come back from injury, but he's getting his starting role back. It's not going to be a permanent bench thing, so I'm not even worried about it. It's not even a point to entertain long term this conversation because he's going to come off the bench maybe for about a week and a half, and then he'll be back in the starting line.
Yeah, that's why I said I could go either way with it because when I was saying last year about him coming off the bench, we had no bench at all. But with this team, Melton is the only other true point guard that we have, in my opinion. So you better off separating him and Harden. So, but like I said, I could go either way with it. If it works, it works. But I'm not just saying bring him. I'm not caught up into. I don't get caught up into just because somebody's doing this now. Like, oh, forget about him. Then that's like the backup quarterback type scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like if the backup quarterback come in and ball out, then everybody like, oh, he should be starting. He's the better player. You know what I mean? The whole Nick Foles type thing. Like I don't get caught up in that type stuff, man. Maxey's our third best player. It ain't no doubt in my mind. He's our third best player.
Agreed. No argument here. So Tim, since you brought it up, what you think he coming off the bench indefinitely? Is that what your thought process is? Your crazy mind told you that?
I hate that I have to preface this, but I will. I'm a big Maxey fan, always been. But I do see the benefit of keeping them, like, let them be our sixth man. Let them be our Tyler Hero and our Jordan Poole. Let him be what they are to their teams. Explosive. Let them come in and put up 25 points a game.
But Jordan Poole, you talking about Jordan Poole will be starting if it wasn't for Steph Curry.
It doesn't matter. He's not, though.
But I agree with that part, Dominic. Or start one of our big men that can be a true power forward alongside Embiid. Start Harrell or start Reed. I think that either one of them will be an upgrade.
Or trade Harris.
Harrell been playing good when he got his tick. I'm surprised. It may be time to put Harrell to start him over PJ right now because PJ. I feel a little bad for PJ because it's not like
he got paid.
No, I'm just saying from a basketball standpoint. Everything ain't about money, like everybody wants to act like it is. From a basketball and mental standpoint, he's trying his little heart out. He is. He's just old now. This is the concern that I even had. Me and Ethan talked about going in. I didn't mind the signing because I do like his aggressiveness, but he's slower. His ups ain't there.
First of all, I can shoot threes, but that's not what I do. When I get fouled, what I do is I don't call ball. I say I'll play the same way y'all playing. If you're going to give it, then be prepared to take an elbow or forearm or shoulder in the movement of the ball. But if you're going to grab me, be prepared, you know what I mean, to get a little something to get off. That's all. I'll play how it's dictated. I'll say real quick, I ain't calling ball. Is this how we playing? Then let's play.
I agree with that. Wayne is like PJ Tucker with a little bit more of a jump shot. But Starscreen
is PJ Tucker. That's exactly what it is.
Tell more PJ Tucker without the defense.
Hey, Starscreen, I would actually rather play Cleveland and Nets, to be honest with you. If we had to go against somebody, what do you say in the first round? Yeah, I'd definitely rather play Cleveland than the Nets.
All right, let me ask y'all this: in the matchup, the four main teams that we had to match up against, Toby going up against the forwards of Boston. Who wins that matchup?
Would you say Toby going against Boston forwards?
Yeah, you got Jaylen Brown.
You got Jaylen Brown and who the other boy?
Was it Al Horford?
Williams.
Al Horford, the proud four, right?
They got two Williams on the team. They got the one stocky bull. He can't come off the bench and start sometime. But I guess they'll go Al Horford. It'll be Jalen, Al Horford, and then the other Williams is back into the starting line.
Well, who's the advantage?
Boston.
Okay, so let's go to the Bucks.
Wait, who? You saying Horford is the advantage over Toby?
No, Jalen. If you talking about going against Jalen Brown,
of course, if it's Jalen Brown or Tatum. But if you're telling me the power forward,
let's move on.
No. Because what are you putting? Are you saying Toby is the power forward or the?
Because he'll be playing either one of us. Not like he's gonna stay.
Okay, so if he's on Horford, I think if Horford's guarding him, I think he can cook Horford.
I don't think. Okay.
No,
I don't think Horford can keep up chasing him around. Now, if you put Horford down in the box, guarding somebody down in the box,
Horford got very good movement. He got very good lateral movement.
It ain't good like that.
Let's go.
Toby don't got that much movement. Toby ain't that fast.
Let's move on to the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks got Giannis. They got what's the
Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis.
But you keep saying this. So all right. So is Collins? Would Collins be an upgrade? Would Collins match up better against Boston?
No. Yes.
No, he would not. That's my point. Don't make a lateral movement if you want to trade upgrade. It is a lateral movement.
Let him finish his little breakdown. Go ahead.
So I'm asking, who would be the better matchup between Tobias and then the forwards of the Milwaukee Bucks?
Milwaukee.
Okay, so that's two. Okay, now we're gonna go to Brooklyn. Brooklyn with KD. And then TJ Warren and their forwards. Who is the better matchup between them and Tobias Harris?
Brooklyn.
Okay, so that's three teams. Now you're going to Cleveland. Now Cleveland got who they got?
Kevin Love, is he still starting?
Yeah, they got I think
Mobley. Who started for them?
My thing is what's your so you're saying
that we need to upgrade that position. With who?
That's what because those are premier positions.
And guess what? So who are you bringing in?
Let me get in.
No. That's what more. But he got to go. He has. If you want to win a championship, you got to upgrade that position. Now
you need to upgrade power forward.
Lastly, if you go to Memphis, let's say we make it to the NBA Finals, and we're going up against Memphis, and they got the ball. They got two forwards. That's pretty decent. What's the ball?
Who is it? What's the dude who like the men?
Yeah.
Brooks is
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah,
Dylan Brooks. And
they got the tall guy,
Jared Jackson or something.
Yeah, Jared Jackson Jr. Who matches up better? What's that team?
Dylan Brooks is playing suspect this year. Dylan Brooks, actually, I might go Sixers on that one, for real.
No, because Jared Jackson Jr. will be cooking Tobias because he's so tall.
Hey, Ty, that's all I'm trying to ask him. He keeps saying all this. Who are you bringing in for Tobias? He wants to bring in Collins. Collins is not an upgrade. Collins is a bad matchup against all them too. So what are you saying?
9 and he's fast and he can.
So what? And he's trash. They don't even want him over there in Atlanta. The only reason they gave him a contract was because he got a poster on Embiid and they made a playoff run. He's trash.
Now they say that the problem is actually young. Trey.
Stop. No, see, all right. Let's get back to what Tim said. This is my point that I made probably about a week ago. Remember before Boston played Golden State and everybody, and I said on this podcast, Golden State will beat Boston. And the reason I said that is because every team has weaknesses. You're not going to go trying and make some perfect team going in. Every team you look at, okay, what's the Nets problem? The Nets got somebody with center who can match up with B from the Nets, and nobody. If you take center, you might say, okay, Jared Allen can play decent defense from Cleveland on B, but can they match up with Maxey and Harden and Toby? No, they can't. So every team got weaknesses. That's what I'm saying. Even Boston,
guess what?
had no point guard. They said this
is my other thing, though. This is my other thing because we get to talking about names and you know what Jackson's stats are this year? What's his averages this year?
Tim don't know. He's just throwing names out there.
He averages 16 points, 6 rebounds.
He works than Skip Bayless
and 0.6 assists. So don't just throw me names out there if it's not. And I like Jackson because I've seen flashy. I've seen him have flashes.
He play well, even if he did.
Right, but guess what? And people seen Toby play well at times too. So that's all I'm saying. You just see these guys.
He's trash players. He plays well. Yes, I agree.
But you get to seeing these guys that you see on a regular basis, and so you see when they're up and down. Who you talking about, Ephraim?
What's his field goal percentage?
He's shooting 51%.
What? Say, why you need it out?
It is.
And what is he shooting from three? What is he shooting from three?
36%.
That's not bad.
But where is it? But where is it? This blatant upgrade over Tobias, though. That's what. This is my point. How?
First of all, anybody that's over 6'9",
he's such a great power forward. He only averages 6 rebounds, but he's a great power forward.
Remember again, I said
he do start screaming. I agree with Embiid owns Jared Allen. He played good defense, but Embiid do own him. But this is what I'm saying. Hey, this is my point. Everybody has weaknesses. You never gonna even if all your starters were solid, it may come down to your bench is a little suspect. That's what was Houston. I mean Houston. That's what the Brooklyn Nets problem was. Even if Harden and Kyrie never got hurt and all that stuff never happened and never broke up, they bench was a little suspect. That was always concerning with them. The same thing actually was too. If any other team had maybe another star that year, KD went to Golden State, they bench was suspect. They always had to keep, rotating their starters in to make sure starters played and all that kind of stuff like that. That's why Cleveland, even with being outmanned, almost gave them a run at first, but they should have won that first game in the finals. And then I think that's the game, what's his name? The boy Smith messed it all up with the when he didn't call the timeout. He got the ball back and all that stuff. But my point is, for the most part, outside of a super formed Voltron team like that, most teams got holes. You just got to make sure that your best players outplay their best players. That's what it's going to come down to. Embiid is going to have a monster playoff run to shut the door on all this Sixers hate and us not getting the respect that we should get. But I'm telling y'all, it's happening this year. I told y'all last year who's going to win the finals. I called Golden State. I said my man Steph Curry going to win the finals and the finals MVP, and he did. And this year is going to be Joel Embiid. Book it.
But here's my thing. It's very clear. Joel,
thank y'all for agreeing with me too. Put in the comments.
Joel needs help down low. And it's not fair if you got a 6'7" bull and a 6'5" bull, and then always because you seen it a couple times a day when he boxed somebody out, the ball went another way, and we didn't have nobody to get hard. It was like, my bad. We don't have anybody tall. I'm looking for height now. I'm looking for somebody 6'9", 6'10", like Jared Jackson.
You do realize when big men being boxed out, you don't necessarily got to be tall to get rebounds. That's why Harden gets so many rebounds on his team. If you box out, and that's my issue with PJ Tucker, where you're not even shooting.
You still got to have no bounce. You got to have some bounce. We have no bounce on this team.
Jared Jackson got all the bounce in the world, and he only averaged 6 rebounds a game.
First of all, he's 6'11". And
that's even worse. He's 6'11" and averaged 6 rebounds a game.
Do you understand? He still would be better in this. You got a 7'2" Joel and a 6'11" Jared Jackson. You gonna tell me that's not better?
No, I agree. And you get rid of PJ Tucker.
Sexy scenario. Jess, I mean, listen. Any team really going in this part of the year can see where their weaknesses are and try to make a good trade. If a trade was there, this is where I agree with Wayne. I don't think the trade is there enough to make one that will drastically upgrade your team. And people got to remember, team chemistry is also a good thing too. Now, if you could do it now, obviously before the trade deadline and all that, you still got the rest of the year to work out some of the kinks. But that chemistry is also pretty huge too when it comes down to really trying to make a championship run. So if you could make the right trade and make it fit, yeah, I mean, if we could upgrade Tobias like Tim is saying, I would have to agree. But right now, the question is, and I agree with Wayne, who are you going to get that's going to be so significant and not have to give up? Because you got to remember, you're not just how many people really going to trade a great player for Tobias straight up? You might have to trade Tobias, maybe some picks, maybe they're going to want
Tim, don't nobody want John.
Bible lost his value, so he's not as valuable as he used to be. They might want Niang. Niang been a nice shooter for us coming off the bench. They might want Melton. Who y'all want to give up Melton? You know what I'm saying? Like, so right now, I think where we at, I think we cool where we at as regards to what we may have to give up to get somebody in.
Hey, X-Man. Hey, listen, this is my point. Like you said, Jackson plays the perimeter. So Tim wants to keep talking about this height and everything else. My thing is, if you're saying Tobias, you don't want Tobias because Tobias don't give you these rebounds because he's not tall and doing this and another, then don't bring me in a perimeter player that's shooting 30% from 3 where you have a perimeter player that's shooting 40% from 3 and they have similar rebounds. I don't care about the height and stuff. To me, that's not an upgrade.
Tobias is playing against all these garbage teams. It's like you going around, they low on the court, and you hitting all these threes from the lower courts, and you think you're doing something. When the real competition is out there, he freezes up. He do.
I mean, I agree with a couple comments. I think RJ said it too. Like he said, Sixers got too many players that don't want to dunk. I listen. Could we use some bounce? I bet. First of all, let's be clear. Tim hasn't been the first dude to say that Sixers need to get more athletic. That was me 2 years ago. I said that.
No, don't try to steal my shine. I said it, and I've been more consistent.
I said this 2 years ago. I said this 2 years ago. Sixers weren't enough athletic on a team, and we started going player for player, and that's when we got into an argument. If y'all listen far back enough in the pod, we got into an argument about how athletically gifted Thibault was, whether he was an athlete or a freak athlete. We started talking about that.
Yeah.
That was prompted by me saying and Ethan agreeing that we don't have enough athletes on his team. So if we could get another legit athlete for the right price, absolutely. But Collins
not an athlete.
Collins is an athlete. I wouldn't mind Collins on his team.
Exactly.
Collins straight up for Toby. I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold on that.
What would you miss from Toby?
Toby been balling.
What would you miss?
What are you gaining? You talking about what are you missing?
What are you gonna miss? All right, tell me. What are you gonna miss from
Toby's a better 3-point shooter than Collins is right now.
Yes.
What you get?
It's not ridiculous to say that.
What are you getting? What are you getting from? What are you getting to bring Collins in that you're not getting from Toby?
Athleticism.
So what does that give you? Ben Simmons was athletic, but
Collins
what was he doing?
21% from three.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, come on, that's not just throwing names out there.
Because Trey set him up like
he's shooting 48% from the field, which is not bad. That's solid. But
how many rebounds he averaged?
1% from three. He's averaging 7.6 rebounds.
He's averaging one more rebound than Toby with that horrible shooting. Stop it, man.
1.4 assists and 1.4 blocks.
Toby got a better 3-point shooting percentage, a better 2-point shooting percentage, one less rebound, and Toby gets more assists.
Tim, what I want you to do
or Jackson.
Tim, what I want you to do is I want you to get on your computer tonight and Google power forwards and come up with a better name than Collins on the next show, because that ain't getting it no more.
Collins would be a perfect upgrade.
Okay.
Wait. Y'all talking about Harden would give Collins easy buckets. He might give him some easy buckets, but guess what? Okay, so you telling me Trey Young ain't he the same boy that kept on all these oops to what's the guy named the center that used to play in Houston? Him and that's how Collins was getting his points against Texas.
Now I will agree with that. Dominic makes a great point. If we could get PJ Tucker out of here.
That's the point I'm making. That's what I've been saying.
And get him over here. And now you move Toby back to the small forward and Collins to play a power. Collins is definitely right now playing better basketball.
I still don't think Toby doesn't match up with the premier power forwards defensively. I don't see him matching up defensively.
I said move Toby to small forward.
Because Toby's not a power forward.
That's even worse. All these elite small forwards, he can't match up with them.
What elite small forwards he won't be able to handle outside of probably Jaylen Brown?
You talking about us having a score? Tell him, Charlie.
Okay, so you talking about? I mean, who can see? Y'all throw these names out there. That's like saying who's going to stick competition. That's like saying who's going to stick Giannis and all. That's a team effort.
We already know that they're better in certain positions. That's just like we're better when it comes to Embiid and Harden. We're better at that position.
He'll be able to shut down Bobby Portis.
What is Bobby Portis even doing?
He wouldn't.
Bobby Portis ain't nobody you necessarily need to shut down. He just somebody got to put a body on. He a hustle dude. Bobby Portis ain't out there jab stepping and step back three and cats and all that kind of stuff. He a hustle energy dude that can hit open threes every now.
Can he shut down Siakam?
Bobby Portis is averaging 13 points, but he is averaging 10 rebounds. I would take Bobby Portis on this team. Yeah, I would take him as a power forward.
Can Toby shut down Siakam? If you move them to the small forward, but there's some elite players at small forward that doesn't match up well with Tobias Harris. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the weakness on our team.
So who is the elite power forward, small forward you're bringing in? You keep talking about trading Tobias. Who are you?
John Collins.
He's not premier power forward. What are you talking about? The dude's shooting 30% from three, averaging 13 points a game and 7 rebounds. Toby's averaging 6 rebounds.
11, according to my stats, he's averaging 11.8 points a game.
He's averaging 11.8. That's even worse. Oh my God!
Come on, be the voice of reason.
I'm trying to, but you're talking crazy talk.
Tobias Harris, if you take him to small forward, if you switch him to the small forward position.
So you're telling me, okay. So you telling me you would rather have Toby? You would rather have PJ Tucker right now than Tobias
And Collins.
Harris?
PJ and Collins.
If somebody told you we can get Collins, but we're gonna get rid of PJ and maybe some draft picks and maybe a couple bench players, and we could get Collins in here, but Toby will stay. You would rather have PJ in here?
The amount I can't make that deal because the money don't match up. You know the money don't match up. PJ makes $10 million a year. We gave him $30 million. The money does match up with Tobias and John. That's why that would be the trade.
Listen, bro. I hear you, but Collins is the wrong argument. He ain't doing nothing right now, bro. He play. You think you mad at Toby for missing a couple threes tonight? Your head explode at the amount of threes Collins be missing. He shoot almost 4 threes a game. He's shooting a total of 3 threes exactly. He's shooting 3 threes a game, shooting 21%. You will go off if Collins entered this lineup. What
was Jimmy Butler, who's also?
Can you imagine Collins and PJ?
You do realize that Collins and PJ only missing $5 million. They only $5 million apart from each other per year.
When he beat us last year,
he can't make the money, bro. Listen.
What was Jimmy Butler saying when he left our stadium?
Hold on.
I picked him over me.
Can you imagine PJ Tucker and Collins and your front?
You talking about Embiid will be getting quadruple teamed every possession.
I think somebody said it earlier because I was looking through the comments when you talked. I think somebody said you'd be playing 3-on-5.
I think it might have been Charlie.
And I think that's
it might have been Charlie.
Ty. That's what they were saying. Ty. I guess.
All right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ty. You definitely will be playing 3-on-5 with PJ Tucker and Collins as your power forwards, bro. Collins ain't playing. He ain't doing nothing right now, and PJ is even worse. So I'm cool with PJ and Toby because at least Toby give me some points. If you're going to bring Collins in here, you need to go Collins and Toby over some Collins and PJ.
Hey, I wish we could bring Drummond in here. I would bring Drummond in here as my backup backup center and start Harrell as my power forward.
Charlie M said they scored 13 points between the two of them.
And guess what? And only one of them will be PJ. Only 1 point to be PJ.
Yeah, Tim, Google power forwards, small forwards, and come back with some better forwards next time, bro. Maybe Jeremy Grant. You could have an argument. You said get Jeremy Grant in here. Somebody
I wanted Jeremy Grant. He decided. Didn't he go to Portland?
Yeah, he in Portland. He doing his thing.
That's what I said. These are all the boys that I was like, go get these power forwards, get these small forwards that can actually create their own shot. And will be.
You do realize you got to pay those type dudes, right?
So what? Pay them. We owned by a billionaire. Stop.
Tim.
It's stuff called salary caps sometimes matter.
Does Golden State worry about the luxury tax?
Now they are.
Yeah, you see they ain't signed Draymond, didn't? You see them worry about the salary cap, then got Draymond sitting there snapping beat pool up.
They lost half their bench because they ain't want to play that
exactly
tax no more.
All right.
Exactly.
Is Tobias Harris better than RJ Barrett?
RJ Barrett's a point guard. What they playing? He playing small forward now?
He plays small
forward for the Knicks. Is he better?
Nah.
Okay. So that's
I don't think so. Not the way Barrett's been playing. I don't know what Barrett's doing on the year, but lately Barrett's been balling.
Okay, OG Anunoby. Is he better than OG?
Let me pull up RJ Barrett's stats.
Michael Porter, Andrew Wiggins,
Michael Porter can't stay on the court.
Mikal Bridges, Brandon Ingram, Chris Middleton, DeMar DeRozan, Jason Tatum,
RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett last. Let's read RJ Barrett last 5 games. Against the Sixers at 17, he was 6 for 21. He was off. Game before that against Chicago, he had 44. He was 14 for 20. Game before that, he had 30. He was 11 for 19. Game before that, he had 18. He was 8 for 19. And the game before that, he had 24, 10 for 19. And he averages 5.6. He averaged 5.6 rebounds in the game, but he's only shooting.
So wait a minute. What was his best game in that?
44
points.
Against who?
Against Chicago.
So who was he going against in Chicago? Is that one of the boys that Tim was just talking about some DeMar DeRozan? What we going to do against DeMar DeRozan? So Barrett just dropped 44 on his head. Barrett just dropped 44 on his head.
So
but he's only shooting.
Tobias ain't dropping 44 on nobody's head.
He's only shooting 42% from the field, and he averaged a 5.6 rebound. 42% is low. That's bad.
If you're going to trade Tobias for all those names that you were saying, I will absolutely consider it. But you're not going to tell me John Collins is the same is an upgrade over Tobias.
We're so lopsided.
How so?
I guess that's what irritates me most about the Sixers, because anybody that's been following the Sixers organization for the last 30 years, we always been lopsided at the guard position. And now it seems like we're lopsided at the forward position. And I hate that. Even with when AI was here, he was 6 feet. And she was a short guard. Since we've been here, we had JJ Redick, who's short. We had Tyrese Maxey, who was short. You had
So you want to trade Tyrese Maxey for Barrett?
No, I'm just saying we always.
Tyrese is short. Tyrese is short. So let's go out and get a tall. Let's go out and get a tall, athletic guy to come in for Maxey.
Undersized guards. For the last 10 years, we had nothing but undersized guards. So these undersized guards, they don't match up well when we're going against premier teams. Now, if you got undersized guards,
you're muted, Ephraim.
So now we got these undersized guards. Now you want to sit there and have undersized forwards too?
We got an oversized
center.
Guard. We tried to get an oversized guard, I think, with Ben Simmons, and he shrunk. He choked in the most.
What next to him was an undersized
Steph Curry. Steph Curry was hooping in that series offensively.
But he still presented a problem the deeper we went into the playoffs.
So
when you get the more elite teams, you got those taller guards, or they get those switches.
You do realize that Steph Curry played better against Atlanta than he did against Washington.
I mean, but look at your lineup. All right, what's the guard you going up against in the East? Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell is the same height as Maxey.
They both 6'1". Him and Garland,
him and Garland is 6'1", 6'2". You going against them. Nets, you got Ben Simmons is now playing power forward for the most part with the Nets. So you got Kyrie, and who's playing the other guard? Is it Steph Curry? Is he in the lineup yet? He been in and out the lineup, or Joe Harris? He might be. How tall is?
Yeah,
Joe
but
Harris?
Tim gonna hype them up though. Tim gonna hype them up.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So you go now go to Milwaukee. So Milwaukee, who's their guards? You got Jrue Holiday, and who else is playing the other guard? Because whatchamacallit's a small forward. Middleton's a small forward. You got Lopez, Giannis.
No, Middleton. I think when Middleton come back, he might be the 2, because you got I think Portis, because they was running a big lineup. I think it was like Portis, Giannis, and Lopez was
all
their
right, so you got
court.
Middleton, who's tall. Middleton's what?
Oh yeah, and O'Neal. They got O'Neal over there.
Okay, so I mean,
I'm saying if we
we're not done. So you talking about guards? You talking about you saying our guards are small? So we talking about guards. So we go over to now you go over to Boston. You got Tatum, 6'7", tall. It's not Tatum. Tatum ain't on every team. That's why he's so in the MVP running. He different breed. Yeah. And then you got Smart. Smart is what 6'2", 6'3", somewhere around there. I don't think he's tall. I thought he was.
Reverend Lonnie Love. What is Tim right about? He's right about Collins over Toby.
Grayson Allen. How tall is Grayson? That's right. Well, he's been in the lineup now since Mitchell. How tall is Grayson?
Y'all understanding the point I'm making? I said we're undersized at one key area.
And we're oversized at another one because none of those teams have somebody better than Embiid.
Grayson 6'4",
but they got somebody who's just as big as Embiid. All of them do.
So what? They still not good enough to beat Embiid one-on-one. They got some help. That's why you have the other guys. You need Harden and Maxey to step up and do their part. And get rid of PJ Tucker and bring in another viable starter that can give you something offensively when they come off of him to go guard and beat.
Charlie M is right. Tim ain't been right all night. Absolutely, Charlie M. You absolutely. Tim, put that up there with Charlie M.
I don't want to.
Yeah, Grayson Allen 6'4". Yeah. Marcus Smart is 6'3". So I mean, but you saying that we undersized. My thing is you saying we undersized that guard, but for what I'm saying here, I mean, as right now, you got Harden who's 6'5" and Max who's 6'1". We right in line to lockstep with what's going on with these other teams. So I mean, what you saying? So are we undersized at the forward position? Yes, I agree with you with that. I'm not saying we're not.
5 or 6, 7.
But you acting like we undersized across the board, so it's easy.
Yeah. The problem is the 6'5", not the 6'7".
But the guards, they don't rebound or
I agree with that start screen.
Harden averages like 8 rebounds a game, 7 to 8 rebounds a game. What guards don't rebound?
It's not enough. It's not those rebounds.
He just said the guard don't wait, but you want to hype up Jackson, who's averaging 7 rebounds. Collins is averaging like 6 rebounds, but now I'm telling you, our starting point guard averages like 7 to 8. That's not enough.
Tim all over the place.
Make it make sense. My God.
What makes sense is y'all sitting there and y'all getting fooled by fools. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna be frustrated, you're gonna be crying, you be like, my pressure's up. And it's all because you decided that you went all in on the team that can't win a championship.
You can. Okay, so you going on record and saying the way we consistent right now is no way we can get past these top teams in the East.
You can't. Reason being is because it's gonna take key. There's gonna be days that Embiid's just gonna miss. He's not gonna be there. But it's not even that B has been consistent, but you do need outside. You need rebounding.
Harden only averages 6 rebounds. I stand corrected. The same amount as Jackson. I mean,
Jordan averaged 6 rebounds.
Harden only averaged 6 rebounds.
All right, that's still solid for a guard, though.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying it kind of. I just want to make it straight because I said around 7. It's 6.
Lionel Robinson must be. I think they're related to Tim. Tim knows his stuff for the most part.
No. But this is why you're wrong with what you're talking about. With Tim don't know his stuff for the most part.
Tim. If you notice Tim off to the side doing stuff and then come back, that's him.
That's how come we keep having that echo in the background. But no, listen. We all agree that we would like more size on the team. But don't tell me you talking about trade Tobias. PJ is the problem. PJ Tucker is the problem.
PJ is the problem more than anything.
Now, if you're going to give me something better, they talking about dude over there in Chicago, Levine not wanting to be there. You tell me you want to trade Toby and bring him in? I'll do it.
What did PJ he made us lose last year? PJ was he the problem last year?
You don't know who you want to be the problem.
No, the problem was Embiid was hurt again. That was the problem.
What about the year before last? Was PJ the problem? Was he the problem then?
So who you don't know who you want to be the problem.
You do realize this is a different team from you. Actually, the year before that was it Ben Simmons year? Was that Ben Simmons year? That was the problem that year. Yeah, Ben Simmons.
No, that was Tobias. Tobias had one of them donut games. We only scored like 4 points.
Ben Simmons had like 4 donut games in a 7-game
Yeah.
game. Ben Simmons checked out mentally and physically that game. He was done. There's no way you can blame that series on nobody else.
I can blame 8 turnovers in the final game.
Nope, still can't do it.
You did?
Nope. But all in all, we all right. Tim is trying to create you know what? In the basement podcast, if Tim didn't say this stuff to me on a regular, I would agree with you that Tim is trying to create content. I would actually
Tim believe half the stuff he's saying.
Yes, Tim really believes this stuff.
He's sitting in the basement with a tinfoil hat and be sitting there like that.
Yes.
All Tim need to see is one highlight of a dude don't. See, that's what we need. The dude could be averaging 2 points, one rebound, and a half an assist a game. And Tim be like, that's what we need, an athlete. Like, bro, you know that's just one play he just did, right?
I mean, do y'all understand how critical offensive rebounding is in a game?
Oh, absolutely. And we need to improve it.
And if Embiid is not on the floor or if he's boxing out and he needs somebody to get that offensive rebound, I mean, because that's really how they won the game with the Wizards. They was killing us on the boards.
I think we fixed that problem just by making one move with somebody who's on our team.
Tim, how about this?
Let me
how about this? Since you want to rip Toby, go ahead, Ephraim.
That's all I want to do is finish my statement. We make one move. We put Harold as the starting lineup and put PJ in the bench. I think you cure a lot of problems with that, in my opinion. Go ahead, Wayne.
PJ Tucker is averaging 28 minutes, 3.5 points, shooting 42%, 4.4 rebounds, and 0.9 assists. But you want to blame Toby.
What's his 3-point percentage?
I don't even know. I ain't even go that far. I'm afraid to look. He might be at the Mendoza line. Hold on. I'll tell you in a second.
But let me ask you this. What can you get for PJ Tucker? His value is not there like that. So I'm not even trying to present you like, oh, I'm offering you PJ. What's PJ? He's averaging that whopping 2 points a game.
He's averaging 38. He's averaging 38% from 3.
He is?
1.7 attempt a game.
All right.
And a 0.7 make a game. He's not even averaging 1 make a game, and he probably get the most wide open looks from 3 of anybody on the team.
This Mark, I agree with you because I agree with myself, and PJ, I agree with you. I mean, Charlie M, I agree with you too. You put Harrell in there, I think you could see. Honestly, I think Doc needs to make that move now.
I agree.
I'm telling you now, if they was getting paid the same money, if they was young Bulls, and that's all we had to choose from, Harrell be in that game. I'm telling you right now.
Yep.
Harrell be playing. I'm telling you, it's about a money thing, and it's about he was one of the big time free agents we supposed to gotten and all that kind of stuff like that. That's why he in the starting lineup. Let them boys come in with the same money and with the same amount of accolades or whatever. Boy, Harrell be starting right now, and he needs to start. By the playoffs, he might be starting. Maybe we could hope that PJ just get like a little hamstring pull or something like that, and he out. And they put Harrell in the starting lineup.
Well, right now,
he put him in there. He hit that glass. He hit them boards. Harrell hit them boards. Yo, I'm telling you, you're gonna be all right.
All right, y'all. This was fun. We got a chance to chop it up with the fam. So don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button. It's Friday night. We be back on. We gonna be in New Orleans.
We off till Friday?
Yeah, we off till Friday.
That's kind of nice. Get to relax a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
Maxey be back.
Maxey will be back. Young bull. Hopefully, we get Tobias out of here. We'll be good.
Tim. Collins was hooping tonight. Collins was hooping tonight.
I'm glad you popped in. What he had tonight?
He had 26 points on 11 for 17 and 10 rebounds. Against Indiana, so
Why
it don't count.
Okay, the show about to be an hour and a half now.
Against Indiana.
This is what I told y'all.
But before that, he was 4 for 10, 2 for 5.
No, it don't matter. You're only as good as your last.
And he averaged in 11. You only as good as your last. Didn't Toby drop like 40 on Indiana or something?
K Sharp 12. That's what I see. I agree. He said Wizards had 39 rebounds, Sixers had 30. 38. The reason why we lost wasn't rebounding this game. It was 3-point shooting. It was dreadful. I'm telling you now, I will go on the record to say we won't shoot that bad again for the rest of the year, maybe even next year.
19%. That's what we shot.
Terrible.
Well, how much did Tobias have?
What, tonight?
14.
Yeah,
14.
14.
3-point shooting.
Oh, it's 0. He was 0 for 4.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Harden
was 0 for 5. You want to say bench Harden, get rid of Harden too?
No.
All right, then shut up.
All right, yo, hit that like button before we got here. Hit that like button and share the video.
Hit the like button, the thumbs up. It look like this. Hit